Welcome back to Kharak Cup 8. Welcome back to round 2. We're going to have a match now between Tarnarmour playing as the random and Catharsis playing as the random. Nice. Map, obviously, tight end passage, just as the other games have been. Everyone's favorite map. Oh. So, players spawning in just now. It looks like Tarnarmour has gotten this spawn, which I gotta say is the one that I prefer. Having this dune here can make it harder to defend your base, but most of the time I find that it makes it easier. And on the other side, you actually have like high ground leading onto your second, so that's the spawn that I would prefer, but it's a pretty small deal. Hey, look at that! He's doing even the carrier movement thing to maximize like his mining. That's nice to see. Looks like he's gonna be heading out with that production cruiser and that base burner, kind of in the style that I usually play. Catharsis, meanwhile, let me bind his carry to a control group here. He has rolled the Soban, and that is a faction that I know very well. Catharsis is quite good at playing as. I've experienced that firsthand quite a number of times. He is just coming off of a loss to me, actually playing as... No way, playing Soban versus Galician. Hey, look at that. But that was a very close one, and in a lot of ways I almost feel like he could have won it. So he has pretty good chances in this match right here. A little bit of a rivalry going on between these two players, a little bit. They've met many times in tournament, especially because Tarnarmour doesn't really play outside of tournaments, so you know, he's like the opposite of A game in that way. He only plays tournaments. I love this noise. Don't you love that? Just the noise of those bullets hitting the base burner. I actually noticed one there that was taken directly from Homeworld Remastered. I'm sorry, I'm getting so distracted by this. Sandskimmer taking fire by what? The targeting jammer? I'm not sure, honestly, about this targeting jammer here. It's going to allow Catharsis to touch the artifact here, but I mean, like, it's just wasted CUs, you know what I mean? I guess it buys a little bit of time. But as Soban, you're not really worried about defending your base anyway in the early game. You got those ALMs to handle it for you, so I don't really know exactly what he's planning on here. So Catharsis is going to pick up that artifact, drive to the extraction zone, but there's no way he's ever going to make it. And it's only 3 Sandskimmers here from Tarnarmour, and they've very successfully taken control of the entire map, I suppose. Refinery mode on the way, railgun fabrication on the way. There's a probe here, but he's not going to see these things just yet. And Tarnarmour also going to begin extracting, and that one should be successful, shouldn't it? So refinery mode is finished. Tarnarmour's economy is on track. Kind of. I mean, obviously there's one guy not harvesting there, but... I mean, what would we expect, though? You know, we've come to just sort of accept this kind of stuff. Looks like he wants to run over here and check what the tech is, but he's going to find out in a different way. So that AAV going to pick off that Sandskimmer there. Railgun fabrication is finished, though, so Tarnarmour ought to be quite comfortable just making, yeah, heavy railguns. That's... I wasn't thinking that, but that's probably a good choice, isn't it? Because, I mean, what are these things going to do to that? Railgun armor really a priority when you're against, well, really anything, but especially when you're against AAVs like this, because... They definitely suffer against armor quite a lot. They have a high fire rate with low damage, so if you have a lot of armor, like, you just don't take any damage from them at all. We saw that in Kharak Cup 6, no. Yeah, 6 against Descaro, when he had like 2 AAVs against a single assault railgun. An assault railgun nonetheless, and they actually lost. That was pretty funny. Another production cruiser on the way for him, railguns being produced. He's gonna be fine. And we have a support cruiser now on the way for Catharsis. He's moving on to his second base right there. Tarnarmour probably wants to do the same, but there you go. Production cruiser's already on the way. So really what he needs to do, though... Oh my gosh. What he needs to do, really, is tell this guy to actually do something valuable for once. But that's alright, you know. That's alright. Actually, it's not alright. This is how you fall behind from a winning position, but we'll see what happens. Railgun armor on the way. That's awesome. That's exactly what I wanted to see. One AAV gonna get picked off for not over there. Excuse me. Not that I'm sick or anything, my throat's just very dry. I have not drunk enough milk. Wait, milk? Water. Sorry, I've got milk on the mind always. That's not a cow joke, it's real. I drink a lot of chocolate milk. Anyway, mag accelerator on the way now for Catharsis. Yeah, really just not many units coming up from Tarnarmour, and that's to be expected when you do this kind of stuff. There's 2 salvagers here now that aren't mining. Please, please, please. Anyway, he'll be fine for now. He's not gonna get out macroed at the moment, but he really needs to sort this out pretty quickly, or the tilt factor is gonna increase for me. Base runner kind of getting plinked away out here, but there is an assault railgun that's gonna be fine. Heavy railguns on the high ground are also not like terrible at accuracies. They'll hit occasionally. Yeah, I take it back. Oh, that one was close. Yeah, never mind. Railguns, man. Accuracy is very bad against Strikecraft. This guy probably wants to be moving, but that's alright. I'm sure his micro is getting taxed. You know, fully saturating his bases here. By the way, yes! And now he wants to get onto a 3rd base for sure, and he'll be there before his opponent. That means he's got the macro advantage. He already has... No, yeah, he's already lost the railgun advantage actually, but he could get it back pretty quickly. Not sure I like the idea of making assault railguns here, but then again, there are, you know, LAVs coming out on the map here. Upgrades, Tarnarmour's got 1. No upgrades for his opponent just yet. That means armor 2 on the railguns would also be really nice. He's going to get it for the SAM skimmers instead, which is fine. Actually, that means that the SAM skimmers are able to take a direct fight with him, so maybe that's even better. But the reason I wanted it for the railguns is because then your railguns just almost take no damage from these things. Like, you'll have like 9 armor on these guys, I think, and like 11... No, it'll be 8 armor on these guys and 11 on these. So the SAM skimmer does 15 damage, like, it's only getting about half of its damage in, like, per shot. 3 heavies now against 5 railguns from the Soban player. That's got to favor the Soban, I would think. Unless the heavies can get the first shot here, but definitely looking at like vision, it seems as though the Coalition player is better in that regard. Power reserves getting researched now, as well as the 2 artifacts that have been extracted. So actually Tarnarmour's carrier could play a significant role here. It's a bit early for carrier aggression, but it could work here. Heavy vehicles armor 3 on the way for Catharsis. I did not notice that, so that is definitely going to be relevant. These guys with 10 armor, 980 health, they are going to be quite spicy, to say the least. Railgun armor 2 on the way, so for Tarnarmour, the longer he can delay this fight, the better. He's not at a macro advantage, though. We need to point that out, because he was not able to get up onto the 2nd base, or the 3rd base, that is. Oh, but these railguns really getting caught with their pants down, I gotta say. That's not bad at all. Here comes Tarnarmour's railguns. And they are properly set to target, you know, the correct units here, I think. Smoke gonna get used to block the railguns from contributing to this fight, which is quite a nice usage, I gotta say. But these guys do not reheal. And that's also gonna allow the assault railguns to close the distance, which is definitely what they want to do if they want to contribute in this fight at all. Tarnarmour also getting up to neutralize that high ground advantage. And he's doing this really well. This is like exactly what I would want to see here. Assault railguns able to trade effectively there. Actually, that's not even a trade, they just got a kill. And Catharsis' army is almost falling apart here. This is excellent. I really can't believe what I'm seeing, because I feel like the army for Catharsis was looking a lot better. But look at the situation now. Can you say the same? Tarnarmour, though, still moving his carrier. I'd really rather he just go here and take the eco advantage. I can't remember what Kharak Cup this is, but maybe you remember that one time that Frosty did something. Oh no, Romper Frolic did something similar to this, and it really did not go well for him. But you know what else is turbo relevant in this match here? Is the fact that there's 2 base runners, and he has 2 artifacts left before he wins. There's one already on the map, there's one right here, gonna be on the map pretty soon. That could really play... Who are they shooting at? That's happened twice now. I guess they killed it. Well, this is quite unfortunate. It happens fast, you know what I mean? So many times, it happens too fast. That's a song about railgun wars, I don't know if you knew it. But suddenly all of the heavy railguns just get decimated except for one. That's why I said Tarnarmour ought to just go here, he ought to just take an eco advantage and macro up, because that's definitely the right move when you're in this kind of a scenario. And Catharsis already back up to quite a significant railgun number, and Tarnarmour is not really going to be able to deal with this, especially because, as you can see, his number of CUs is way low. Or, wait. His number of RUs is way low, so he can't make very many railguns in response. So fighter and gunship finishing, but assault, air, like anti-air tech is already done. We should be seeing those pretty much immediately. Excuse me. And that'll be very prudent because that is exactly the time that Catharsis is going to begin making air units. Tarnarmour going now for... Whoa! Well, I mean, he does have a lot of CUs, it's true. Well, he's going for assault ship fabrication right here, and I actually like the move because it leads to techs like siege and air, and these are ways that you can fight railguns without fighting railguns, you know what I mean? Like, if you just take the straight railgun fight, chances are not very good. So any way that you can get around that, I think, is pretty good. Anti-air would really be nice here for Tarnarmour. Getting salvagers on this base would also really be nice, but that's okay. Once again, actually it's not, but you know what I mean. Oh, he's been fleet capped. I didn't even notice. Tell me he gets anti-air here, because that would be so sweet to do like a blind anti-air pick and then actually find out that your opponent has made 6 strike fighters. Yes! 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 Alright. That just makes me happy. Assault ship fabrication going to be finishing here, and I expect we're going to see another tech chosen pretty quickly. Because, I mean, I don't think, you know, assault ships really add much to the army at this point. And you know what assault ship tech also does, actually, is it allows him to get the upgrades for his missile ships. Okay, air is coming in right now as the missile ship is coming out of this production cruiser, which is pretty nice. And it's almost like Catharsis doesn't want to attack until his opponent is ready, which is pretty gentlemanly of him. Then again, seeing 3 production cruisers here may have scared him off a little bit, and that would be fair. But he sees a missile ship here too, and he's just going to have to back away. And Tarnarmour has successfully repelled the air attack here. Still going to take a bunch of hits, is he? From the strike fighters against the Sandskimmers here. He's going to try to run in against these Soban railguns, but Soban railguns, as always, proving that they're surprisingly good against Sandskimmers, but especially unupgraded Sandskimmers when they have armor 3. And I don't think there's even going to be a single kill here. So that is a pretty bitter pill for Tarnarmour. That was the big thing that he had going for him, was his Sandskimmer force here. And there's only 3 heavy railguns to deal with all this stuff here. Battlecruiser fabrication even coming out, which is quite nice. Now, Tarnarmour is triple producing railguns as well as making assaults. So, you know, that's significant, I gotta say. He really does not want to lose these base runners, because that's a nice way that he could win if he can just get up there, and he may be able to circumvent the army to do that. Needs to make sure he's targeting those railguns. Ew. Yeah, definitely in a position to lose this base right here, although there could be potential for some redonkulous missile ship barrages if we're lucky enough to see that. 5 heavy rails here. They could get a high ground position and maybe put some hurt down on Catharsis, but I'm not sure. Not sure how well this is going to turn out for him. Missile ship gets sniped right here, and the air units may find that as their window. It looks like they're actually going to dock instead. Heavy pops out and just gets instantly smacked down, as is... Yeah, there you go. He's circumvented the army with the 2 artifacts. So all these railguns are in the back line here, you know, and they're doing great work. They've pushed in off of an entire base, but this force here is bigger than this force here, and all he's got to do is just get these 2 guys right there. This is hilarious. I really... Oh, man. Oh, boy. The carrier can definitely take the impact of 2 railguns. That's totally fine. With air involved as well, it could get a little bit sticky, but I mean, that would take a while for that carrier snipe to come in. There's a lot of heavy railguns in the mix here. Catharsis probably now is realizing what's going on. He's probably scrambling like, oh gosh. He's got air. He needs to launch the air against these base runners. That's got to be the move. And actually, it's kind of sad we haven't seen the missile ship move over, because that's a way that these base runners could get taken out. Oh no. Catharsis definitely in a winning position here, but this is what changes it all, is this right here. Yeah, Tarnarmour's railgun's not even able to fire because the carrier is blocking them. That's a really unfortunate thing that'll happen, by the way, but it doesn't even matter, and he's won the game. Oh, that's so funny. That's so funny. And look, you know... Dude, what are you doing over there? Yeah, everyone's favorite map, right? Cue the adagio for strings as he slowly falls off the cliff. But yeah, I mean, you know he knew he was going to win there. He's even just moving everyone over here. He's just like, screw it, man. I'm coming in. Tarnarmour, you monster. This is awesome. Well, good game to him. What a nice twist right there. Because Catharsis was definitely the favorite to win here. The reason I said there's a bit of a rivalry going on is because Tarnarmour has, I don't think, ever beaten him, and they've played many times. So this'll be a nice feeling for him. Look at this shot right here. Ooh. Ooh, that is nice looking. Too bad, you know, the carrier actually is trash. Well, that was a really exciting game. That was a really exciting game. That's the last one I'm going to cast tonight. Hope you guys enjoyed them. As I hiccup again, and I will see you next time.